leadership? And how do you know if you're a leader? We took a survey before we came because it was very important for us to understand where your heads were with those two questions.
To the question, what is a leader? Some of you said a leader is someone who's in charge. Some of you said a leader is someone with a title, a president or a CEO. To the question, how do I know if I'm a leader? One of you said, and I love this answer, you said, look behind you. Are there people following you? If they're following you, you're a leader. But for the purposes of our discussions today, and what Christina and I believe strongly and teach all over the country, is that being a leader is much more than being in charge.
People will walk away from this conference motivated, inspired. They'll walk away with the leadership principles that we teach throughout the day. However, the biggest thing, the biggest impact, I believe, that will be had is that they'll still be talking about how to leave a legacy, how to motivate and how to inspire others in the hallways long after this conference ends.
We interviewed many different leaders in different industries that were successful. It's important for us to understand what kind of techniques they use to produce such great results. There was a couple very common threads that ran throughout each one of their stories. The most common one was their commitment and passion to developing and investing in other people so that they could create a movement of people, not just a line of people that follows them, but people that could step up to the side, and that primary leader can then step back and these others step forward.
The other thing that I found very interesting as we interviewed these leaders was that they all had a unique beginning. There was, in each one of their lives, there was a defining moment, some seed or a plan, some mystery that began this lifestyle of leadership. We tend to think of leadership as top-down. You have one leader, lots of people follow and do the job. The benefits of having multiple leaders, people with this idea of investing in other people ingrained in their soul, having this culture of leadership, is that the guy at the top doesn't have to do every task. If you can create this movement and have multiple leaders going in the same direction, there's no company that wouldn't benefit from that.
I thought I knew what I needed to know about leadership. I had 2 successful businesses already, and so I thought it'd be easy to step into this franchise and run it. Frankly, I thought it'd be an ATM machine where I'd be able to drop in and come back in 10 years and pull out some money. I hired Oscar as a manager, thinking that he would be a great leader, that he'd be able to help propel the business forward. About 6 months into the business, my reality hit. I found a lump in my right breast. It was a small lump, so I didn't think it was really going to be anything, but I did go to the doctor to get it checked out anyway. I mean, I was 30 years old with 2 small children. What could it possibly be? The doctor put me in surgery the very next day. The next day after that, I found myself sitting in his office with my husband and my family as we listened to him tell me that it was terminal, that I wasn't going to live. And these thoughts were racing through my mind, like, what am I going to do with my children? What about my husband trying to do life by himself? And what about the business? My dream was being squashed, put out by this reality. Some of you may have experienced similar realities. It may not be cancer, but the reality of life tends to extinguish our dreams. I realized right then that I needed to stop and consciously develop and invest in Oscar if he was going to be the leader that I needed him to be. See, I couldn't get up. I couldn't get my head off the pillow through the treatments. So it was critical to the success of the business that he was developed into somebody who could create a movement of people. He was a great manager. See, managers are very dogmatic. They're very, very much into systems. He would walk through a crowd of people instead of stopping to connect with each one, as a leader would do. I quickly realized that if I did not stop and take the time to develop and invest in Oscar, that my profits and my investment would continue to wash down the drain.
Whether it be leading their household, leading their youth group, leading their business into the future, we've got to establish a better baseline of leaders if we want to make a difference, a true impact in this world, not something that just feels good, a warm and fuzzy, but something that will have long-term standing results.